What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with a special Halloween edition weekly vendor reset and must buys. And above everything else, I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now again, this is October the 21st, and this is going to be your Halloween weekly vendor reset and must buys because this is the first day of the Halloween event. So all of the public spaces are all decked out in Halloween gear. We have a new hunter, we have new outfits, new backpack trophies, blase, 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 blah. So, without further ado, we will start off in Washington, D.C., and we will finish up in New York City, and I'll show you some spooky things along the way. So I hope you enjoy. And here is the Base of Ops vendor. Starting with the Slight. This is the named Urban MDR chest piece with perfect protected reload, and this one with repair skills and armor regeneration. Following that to the weapons, we have a Tommy gun with optimal range and future perfect, a TKB with breadbasket damage to targets out of cover, and finally a M45A1 with magazine size and strained. Going to the gear items, we have a 511 backpack with bloodsucker, headshot, and explosive resistance. And finally, a Petrov chest piece with mad bomber, skill haste, and headshot. Going to the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.0, drone duration 6.4, turret +1 extra sniper, and sticky bomb blast radius of 4.9. Must buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops. To be honest with you, nothing. Nothing, nada. But check this out, everyone. Check this out. Welcome to the Halloween Division 2 Base of Ops. Look at this, man. I'm loving it. Now, while we're out here, we will check out the Countdown vendor and the Clan vendor. But more importantly, let me just do a lap really quick. That way I can just show you what the Base of Ops looks like. And maybe you might spot something that you haven't seen before. So have you seen all the spiders that are climbing up? Have you seen all the skeletons hanging all over the walls? Pretty cool, man. Whole bunch of pumpkins and candles and skeletons and scarecrows. Oh my. But anyways, this is what the Base of Ops will look like for the next few weeks. Pretty cool. And while we're over here, here is your Countdown vendor. Starting with, the everyday carrier and the apartment with damage to targets out of cover. Holy guacamole, Batman. Now, this did used to be a PvP exclusive named item, but remember, nowadays you can get the PvP exclusive items from the mini Warhounds, the named item caches, season legacy caches. I mean, for the apartment, you can even get this one at the Capitol building, Stronghold. But this is still a good pickup right here. The apartment, it's the only weapon in the game with perfectly measured, and it has the exact thing that you want. So just max out the SMG damage and then optimize the crit chance. You're good to go. Following that, we have a everyday carrier that's also a must buy. Holy moly. Change the repair skills off for armor regeneration and go armor regeneration crit all day. I think I have this on my character right now. Right here. Let me see. Armor regeneration. Oh, nope. That one's weapon handling. Oh, because I was using it with a pestilence. But still, right there, great pickup. Armor regeneration with crit, good to go. With the perfectly efficient, that is a must-have for the Dark Zone. And finally, we have the Like Glue. This is the named Super 90. Yo, with damage to targets out of cover. That's perfect. And perfect. Oh, my gosh. All right. Get out of here. All three of those are must-buys. Pick them up. That's a great, great vendor reset for the Countdown vendor. GG's. All right, so now jumping over to the Clan vendor, and big shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. Now, if you want to join the clan, all you have to do is go to my Discord server, and then each tab will have a different platform. So it might say join the DoD on PlayStation, join the DoD on Xbox, join the DoD on PC, whichever one it is that applies to you. Put your name in there, your gamer tag, what have you. And whenever I have spots available, I will then send you all a message, and then you can respond and join the clan. And speaking of which, here is the clan vendor. Starting with the Carnage, this is the named Negev with Perfect Sadist, and this one with Crit Chance. Just change that to armor damage and you're good to go. Following that, we have the gear set items, starting with the Aegis pair of gloves with repair skills, measured assembly backpack with skill damage, Negotiator's Dilemma backpack with explosive resistance. Going to the high-end items, we have a enhanced AUG with max armor damage and breadbasket, a M16A2 with headshot and soft spot, a classic M60 with swap speed and killer. Going to the high-end gear items, a Zoo backpack with galvanized, crit hit damage, and repair skills, followed by an Alp Summit chest piece with skill damage, hazard, and Vanguard. Providence knee pads with repair skills, weapon handling, and finally Shiny Monkey chest piece with empathic resolve, skill haste, and status effects. Going to the mods, we have shock resistance 8.8, crit hit damage 10.7, Secret Mine healing 6.3, and Chem launcher duration 4.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The Carnage is a good pickup. Measured assembly, all you would have to do is change that to repair skills. You're good to go. But really, that's about it. All the rest of them are pretty much a bust, but that countdown vendor was goated. All right, so now we're going to take our talents to the west. We'll double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Here we go. And now we can see the spooky decorations over here. Now, it's only in the public spaces, just so you know. Only in the public spaces. So here's the campus settlement, just to show you really quick. Look at this cauldron. Look at that spider. So here's the campus settlement. Looks really good. I'm digging it. Yo, let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Looks really good. I love this this tree that's eating me as I walk through. Ah! I love it. All right. So here is the campus vendor. Starting with the Tabula Rasa. This is the named LMG with perfectly steady-handed. And this one with swap speed, but just change that to armor damage and you're good to go. Following that, we have a surplus SVD with health damage and vindictive, followed by a classic M60 with swap speed and thunderstrike. Going to the gear items, we have a 511 mask with skill haste health, and Douglas and Harding holster with headshot weapon handling. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.3, chem launcher duration 4.2, hive range 4.0, pulse skill haste 4.8, and trap duration of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the campus settlements. To be honest with you, I really wouldn't pick up any of these. I know the Douglas and Harding's okay, but there's better pieces out there. All right, so now it's time to hit up our Dark Zone vendors, starting with Dark Zone West. West, let's go. Now, if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, what are you waiting on? Hit the like, support the channel by subscribing, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But all of these Dark Zone vendors only take DZ resources as currency, so just a reminder, go to your resources tab, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, here I'm at 848 out of 999. So if I need more Dark Zone resources, I can go into the Dark Zone and either open up the little blue boxes, or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into DZ resources, and then extract them. It's the only two ways of receiving Dark Zone resources. But here is Dark Zone West. Here we go. Big money, big money. No whammy. Ooh. Pick up the rock and roll shotgun right now. This is the named ACS-12 with perfectly extra. All you have to do is change crit chance off for damage to targets out of cover, and you are good to go. Pick this one up right now. It is a must buy. Following that, we have a Tactical Super 90 with magazine size and close and personal. And finally, a Resolute MK47 with armor damage and pressure point. Going to the gear items, we have Measured Assembly Gloves with status, Rigger knee pads with skill haste, Habsburg Guard gloves with skill damage, explosive resistance, and Bellstone Armory knee pads with hazard and armor regeneration. Those are really good Bellstone Armory knee pads. The measured assembly, again, you could just change that to repair skills. But again, these are so expensive that I would look at the Bellstone Armory, rock and roll, but above all, rock and roll all day. Now let's take our talents down south to the deep south, DZ South. Let's go. Come on with it. DZ South. And here we are. Big money, no whammies. DZ South. Starting with the Mozambique Special. This is the named pistol with perfect breadbasket, and this one with health damage. Following that, we have the weapons, a Tactical AUG, crit hit damage close and personal, followed by an FAL with magazine-sized Thunderstrike, and a snub-nosed Diceros, magazine-size ignited. Going to the gear items, we have a Virtuoso backpack with weapon handling, Tip of the Spear chest piece with hazard, Brazos backpack with status, explosive resistance, and concussion, and finally a Overlord chest piece with weapon handling, max explosive resistance, and intimidate. Going to the mods, we have crit chance 4.4, drone plus 2 extra bombs, turret burn damage 4.2, sticky bomb burn duration 4%, and any must-buys, things to look for, I would say negative. DZ South was kind of a bust. Now, jumping over to the castle settlement before I go to DZ East, I go to the descent entrance. That way you could just run up the stairs here, pet the dog, and then turn around and hit the vendor. So here's Ransom. Hi, Ransom. What up? Make sure you pet the dog, eh? Now, funny thing here, there's no public space at the castle settlement. So there's no Halloween decorations here. So to just do like a quick circle, I'll show you. But let me. There we go. There we go. Look at my movement speed. I love it. That's with the new named pistol. But you can see there's no Halloween. Nothing. No Halloween anything. See? Nothing. Now you might say, well, Kami, it's probably over there. Nope, it's not. There's no Halloween anything here. Negative, Ghost Rider. Oh, nope. That's just a rope. Yeah, nothing. Nada. And then you might say, well, what about upstairs? No. Nothing. Yeah, pretty crazy. Anyways, here is the castle settlement. Let's see what we have to offer. Starting with the Scalpel, this is the named marksman rifle with future perfection. And this one with magazine size, just change that to damage to targets out of cover and you're good to go. Following that, we have a Paratrooper SVD with magazine size and Ranger, and a Black Market RPK with stability and unhinged. Going to the gear items, we have a Habsburg Guard mask with repair skills, armor regeneration, and an Araldi holster with weapon handling, armor regeneration. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.2, chem launcher radius 5.8, hive +4 repair charges, pulse radius 8.5, and trap duration of 5.9. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the castle settlement. Not really. Negative, Ghost Rider. Not this time. All right, let's... Oop, almost did it. I almost did it. We're going to finish up the Dark Zone vendors with Dark Zone East. Now, don't go to the main entrance. Go to the Alpha checkpoint. That way you can just exit the checkpoint and go to the vendor. Now, yes, it will do this double loading screen. It's just trying to populate you in a, bump and DZ lobby. but it's still quicker to just exit out the checkpoint and go to the vendor because the main entrance is way out there. All right, here we go. DZ East. Starting with the Ekham's long stick. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect ranger, and this one with magazine size. But you can easily just change that to damage to targets out of cover and be good to go. Following that, we have a hunting M44 with rate of fire and future perfect, a black market RPK with crit hit damage and sledgehammer. Gross. Going to the gear items, starting with the gear set items. Hardwired mask, this one with status. Heartbreaker holster with crit chance, not bad. Walker and Harris mask with headshot armor regeneration. And finally, a Providence defense holster with weapon handling skill haste. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.0, chem launcher duration 4.3, hive +4 repair charges, pulse radius 8.6, and trap shock radius of 5.9. Must buys, things to look for from DZ East. Not really. I mean, yeah, the Heartbreaker's cool, but is it really worth DZ resources? Honestly, no, it's not. If you're not getting, the rock and roll shotgun, there's really nothing else to get, so out of those Dark Zone vendors at least. Now we're going to finish up the Washington vendors with the theater settlement. But first, check out here. Look at this. The theater public space. And remember, it's only for the public spaces. Check this out. And yes, I do have the movement speed because I have the pistol in my hand, technically. So look at this. Fast as fuck, boy. Fast as fuck. Not bad. But here is a quick run through of the theater. Look at that. Look at this. Looks sick, dude. Looks sick. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right, now we're running back around town. Look at that. Nice Grim Reaper, but the blade's the wrong way, right? I don't know. That's weird. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's a heavy blade. All right, here we go. Theater settlement, big money, big... Yo, get out of my way. Big money, no whammies. Yeesh. Starting with the Artist Tool. This is the named rifle with perfect rifleman, and this one with swap speed. Following that, we have a KSG with crit hit damage strained, and a UIC 15 with headshot and streamline. Going to the gear items, we have an Alp Summit pair of gloves that are actually pretty good. Repair skills and skill haste, that is really good for a, a healer build. Not bad. That's actually pretty good. Pick it up. And finally, a Richter and Kaiser pair of knee pads with status and armor regeneration. Going to the mods, we have Disrupt Resistance 8.4, Seeker Mine Radius 4.2, Shield Deflector Damage 4.2, Firefly Blind Effect Duration 6.0, and Decoy Duration 6.0. And must-buys, things to look for from the theater, the Alp Summit gloves all day. Always a pleasure. But that's it. So let's jump over to New York, starting with Brooklyn, and then we will finish up with Warlords of New York. Now, before we jump into the Brooklyn vendor, let me show you what the Brooklyn DLC has for Halloween decorations. And again, it is only the public spaces. So there is nothing out here. It's the public space over here. You see? Nice. And here is your Battle for Brooklyn Halloween decorations. Pretty cool. Oh, we have an agent on stage. I think they're about to do like a talent show or something. Hey, you gonna tell us a joke? Oh, look at their they're wearing the clown outfit with the pumpkin mask. I dig it. I dig it. But here is your Battle for Brooklyn Halloween decorations. And let's jump over to the vendor. Look at the movement speed. I love this new pistol, by the way. If you don't have this new pistol yet, please get the new pistol. I'll do a video showing how to get it and all that, but it's really just, take out the mini Warhounds, you'll get it.
but it's
All right,
negotiable.
here we go. Brooklyn vendor. Here's Marcus.
Hey there, you got something to trade?
Starting with the Tommy gun, this one with armor damage and ranger. Following that, a classic M44 with breadbasket and rate of fire. A Marine Super 90 with crit hit damage flatline. And finally, a PX4 Storm Type F with armor damage and preservation. Going to the gear items, we have a Petrov backpack with crit chance, weapon handling, and shock and awe. A Sokolov Concern pair of gloves with headshot skill haste. And Douglas and Harding mask with status and weapon handling. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.3, armor on kill 15.3k, drone plus 2 extra bombs, followed by chem launcher skill haste 5.7, and trap duration of 4.2. Must buys, things to look for from the Brooklyn vendor. The Petrov backpack is really not bad. You could change shock and all to bloodsucker or vigilance or wicked or creeping death, whatever it is you want for whichever LMG you want. But regardless, this is a good backpack to use.
That was a great trade.
And let's finish up with Warlords of New York. Now, again, the Warlords of New York public space is where the vendor is, so it's pretty cool. You'll see the decorations right off the rip. And I'll give you a quick little tour.
Safe area detected.
So you can see, just right up there, they already decorated it. Pretty cool. So we'll start at this end and we'll go to the other side, and I'll show you all the decorations really quick. So you can see the monitors different. Pretty cool. You can see the ground. Looks really good. Let's go to the left. You can see the murals, the skeletons on the wall, all the light up bats, the skeletons, pumpkins. Look at that. Cool murals. Oop, look at that portrait. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I dig it. And then over here, more cool decorations. But then I think that's it. Yeah, see. Because that's the only, public space, technically. So it's only the public spaces, but it's still pretty cool. I wish we could toggle this on and off and just keep it in the game. I would keep this on year round. I mean, come on. Let's be real. All right, here we go. Wony vendors, starting with Marco.
Hey.
And we have the converted SMG-9, this one with damage to targets out of cover and preservation, followed by a classic RPK with armor damage and frenzy, a military MK-17 with rate of fire flatline, and finally a first wave PF-45 with stability and strained. Going to the gear items, we have a Golem backpack with headshot, health, and combined arms, Uzina gloves with skill damage, armor regeneration, and Wyvern mask with crit chance and hazard. Going to the mods, we have Disorient Resistance 8.4, Protection from Elites 11.0, and Turret Duration 6.0, Pulse Skill Haste 4.8, and Decoy Duration of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the Wony vendor Marco. The converted SMG 9 is really not that bad. The RPK is not that bad. But then again, I'm not a big fan of either one of those. But to each their own. I know there are fans out there. And finally, our last vendor, Roy Benitez. But first, pet the dog, all right, man? Interact with the dog twice. The first interaction is just the default. Yeah, you're just petting the dog. Yeah, all willy-nilly. Yeah, that's cool. But that second interaction, woo, man, that second interaction is random. He could try to juke you. He could try to, shake your hand. He could just bark at you. Let's see. Uh-oh, he's juking us. Oh. Shoo. Whoop. GG's. And here we go, Roy Benitez.
What can I do for you?
Starting with the ACR, this one, swap speed and future perfect. Followed by an SR1 with optimal range steady-handed, a military M870 with health damage strained, and finally an officer's M9A1 with fast hands optimal range. Going to the gear items, we have a Badger Tough backpack with Headshot Healthy and Overclock, Hana-Yu knee pads with Crit Chance status effects, and finally Alp Summit mask with status skill damage. Going to the mods, we have Repair Skills 15.8, Disrupt Resistance 8.2, Drone Damage Reduction 5.0, and Chem Launcher Burn Strength 6.3, and finally Trap Duration of 4.2. Must buy things to look for from Roy Benitez. To be honest, no.
Glad we could
All
help
right.
each other out.
And that is it for your Halloween edition weekly vendor reset and must buys for today, October the 21st. I hope you have a great Halloween 2025 event. Get the new Hunter while you can and collect all of those Halloween items again while you can. Now, if you found this video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up, support the channel by subscribing, and let me know what you think in the comments section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from. But again, I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.